Last season was the first for the expansion Charlotte Bobcats. With rookie Emeka Okafor leading the way, Charlotte won 18 games, with Okafor claiming the Rookie of the Year award. Brevin Knight, Gerald Wallace, and a pair of Tar Heels are on board this season to help build on last year's success. Year 2 for the Charlotte Bobcats is about to begin. Day 2 of NBA TV's Real Training Camp begins now. Welcome to NBA TV's Real Training Camp from the Trask Coliseum on the campus of UNC Wilmington, where the Charlotte Bobcats are holding their training camp. Day 2 of their training camp, brought to you on NBA TV. I'm Rick Kamla, and you know what? On the way to the Coliseum, Brevin Knight, leader on this team, the eldest statesman, had a little bit of fun with some of his younger teammates. Let's listen.
But y'all see, you'll get it firsthand. We've been here to now. Let's see, we traded for him last year, which to me, I still don't understand the trade. But
killing you.
Nah, Bogues he's a big part of this team. Whenever we need an attitude or a blow up with somebody, Bogues always comes through for us. It's my guy.
That's the turn right there.
Yeah, that's what we turned yesterday.
Yeah, that's what we turned yesterday. Where we got? Oh, man.
Like we did yesterday when we came back. It took like an hour to get.
Man, we have to introduce the world, man, to our new bruiser right here, man. This is Antonio Meeking, man. He's a little bit down right now, but hopefully at some point in time in this year, he'll be able to play.
It's hilarious.
So I messed up talking to brother in the morning.
Yeah, yo.
Tony was used to the bus rides, huh?
Man,
Some long ones.
most definitely. Especially after games. The real long ones. That D-League ain't no joke. For real.
Back on the bus, baby. Long drives in practice, but no big deal. No big deal.
Far cry from the D-League when you're on those ball buses.
Yeah. 20-minute bus ride compared to 10 hours isn't too bad for me. A little bit different.
Anybody talking about us in the morning, or is it usually everybody's trying to catch up?
It's kind of lively today. Most of the guys listen to music. But actually, usually morning's pretty quiet. On the way home, though, it's a little bit different.
We kind of have a couple of jokesters on the team. Everybody's a little comedian when it comes down to it, so I don't know. I mean, it's just, spirits are pretty jovial around here. Everybody's, laughing and joking and whatnot. And then when it's time to get down to business, everybody gets down to business. And afterwards, we just, have fun.
I think the whole purpose of getting away is to develop that camaraderie. I think training camp is where a team matures together. And, you're in a short amount of time, 7 to 8 days before you play your first game. So, not being out there, I think is going to hinder some of us, but at the same time, we really don't have a choice.
So no bag carrying, nothing like that? You probably got it easy because
No, we got it easy because there's 10 of us. There's like 8 rookies on this team so far in camp, so we carry some bags from the plane. I did it my freshman year at Carolina, so I just told them, hey, whatever you guys do to me this year, just know that guys coming next year are going to have it 10 times worse. So you can do whatever you want. I'll do it, and I'll be happy to do it, but it's going to be worse for you guys next year.
Who's been the toughest, Brevin?
Gerald. We got on a plane, and they got on the front of the plane seats with like 1 seat and then 10 feet of legroom, and in the back it's like the regular seats. And we all started walking towards the front. He just pointed his finger and told us to go back, sit in the back. But nothing too bad so far. But nobody's really done anything except Gerald.
You know, this is where you start your team chemistry, you know, get everybody back on the same page as last year, you know, try to rebuild on what you did last year. So, it's a lot. It's brutal, but it's fun.
One day in already, this is your second day of training camp so far. What's the hardest part, just breaking in, getting back in the playing shape?
Yeah, the hardest part is just, you know, getting back used to practicing, used to the situation that, you know, you're used to every day. We've been off for a while, so, you know, and no matter what workouts you do in the summertime, it never prepares you for training camp, you know. So you never know what to expect going into training camp. The thing with day one out of the way, day two will be a lot easier.
A lot of youngsters on the squad too, fighting for positions. It seems to be a training camp that kind of some of these young guys who maybe break in and get a lot of time if they step up.
Yeah, it's that way. I mean, it's like that for every training camp. Every training camp is brutal, you know, because you have a lot of free agents and a lot of young guys that are competing and trying to show what they can do. So, I mean, you just got to come in every day and work hard and try to get better.
The detail. I remember last year, that's what got me. I'm like, man, this is so detail-oriented, and everything is just so fast, you know? It's like they teach, and then you just implement, like, right away, so you can kind of get lost. You can get lost and overwhelmed sometimes. You know, as far as the running and stuff, it's not the hard part, it's just the mental concentration you have to have. You know, the mental part can be just as fatiguing. Because you're just trying to focus in so hard, and you're missing stuff. You're not trying to get left back, and you know, all that good stuff. So I think that's what the hardest part is.
So there's an interesting look behind the scenes with the Charlotte Bobcats. And when we return on NBA TV's Real Training Camp, we will be joined by Charlotte Bobcats radio analyst Henry Williams. It's coming up next. Welcome back to NBA TV's Real Training Camp, Charlotte Bobcats. We are here at the UNC Wilmington Trask Coliseum. Rick Kamla, joined by Henry Williams, radio analyst for the Charlotte Bobcats during the season. And Henry, the veteran coach / GM of this team, Bernie Bickerstaff, working with this young squad. I mean, every player on the team is in their 20s. How do you think he's been doing so far?
Actually, he's been doing really, really great. And it's always an interesting combination simply because you're putting wisdom with athletic ability or young potential talent, and you're hoping to fuse that thing together and get wins. You know, but it's a great thing to do because you got knowledge. You know, you got people who respect Bernie. You got players, rather, who respect Bernie Bickerstaff. You're doing an excellent job. I think he's mixing it well. He's been a player. He knows how to run this league, doing a fabulous job.
Bernie is all about professionalism, and let's take a look at the professional at work.
Good. Big fella, you got to seal down in there now. That stuff you're working on this summer, you got to get it done. All right. Next group. Right. And now, because you're so deep, and that's what we're telling Emeka, if you seal all the way in here, now if we can't get you the ball, when it's swung here, I'm still deep to follow the ball. Okay. A black, set up quick. Hey, see what he did, though? What Mel did, stay on your side. That big guy, you're setting that screen, come up, shoulders parallel. Let's try to get it up a little higher here, right? Shoulders parallel. Now we're coming off. If he comes off, then I want to stay on my side like you did. So that opens that lane up. All right. Quick. Good. 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 And that guard, you point guard. Hey, get down in there. Okay, quick again, high, low. Quick. Right. Run again. Now that's what we gotta understand is, you know, that's the only thing bad about dry running. We gotta loop the ball because you gotta concede there's a defense here. So we gotta loop that pass to him going to the corner. Right here, where you were, come on. You were here, Jake's here, Aaron's here. Now, what you did,
right here.
well, you guys kind of come a little bit, Melvin. Melvin's here. See, you're all the way over here in this corner now. They got 4 guys. I need to come up here in this area to space the floor on it.
No, he wasn't open.
Okay,
He was open.
all right.
You threw the right
White
pass.
here, green on,
You feel me?
black
Hey.
back.
No, why try to make something hard?
We gotta find the open man. It's 5-on-4. We gotta find the open man. Nice move. Way to stay with it. 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 Stay wide. Good. Way to stay wide. Nice job. Nice job. Way to share the ball, guys. Way to share the ball. Did they get you? Let's go. Let's go. Stay wide. Good job. Ball. Ball. All right, now, remember what we talked about, right? Yesterday, that when we were tired, that's when we wanted to be efficient. Now we started running. We didn't feel the lanes wide. Everybody was running close together, okay? Reach down when you're tired, guys, and do it the right way. The opponent's tired also. No shortcuts. All right, this is the last game now. Let's be efficient. Let's go. Stay wide. Hey, Gary, come up here with the wide. Keep him wide. Stay wide. Good job. Stay wide. Stay wide. Space it. There it is. Good shot. Good pass. Good shot. Good shot.
So, Bernie Bickerstaff imploring his players to get it done this year, get more than the 18 wins they had in their inaugural season. When we return on NBA TV's Real Training Camp, we will hear from Bernie Bickerstaff and many other players from this Bobcats team. You're watching Real Training Camp on NBA TV. Welcome back to NBA TV's Real Training Camp. Charlotte Bobcats. We're here at the Trask Coliseum on the campus of UNC Wilmington. Rick Kamla, Henry Williams. And Henry, we talked a lot about Emeka Okafor during our broadcast and watched him practice and scrimmage. And after 15-11 in that Rookie of the Year campaign, he really looks like a 2010 player this year.
Well, I think anything less would not be what you expect from a great player. And I think Emeka's turning into that perennial all-star type caliber player. And I think a 2010, I think is something that he even expects of himself. So you look for the 2010 guy this year and also look for 35 wins from the Bobcats.
And earlier today, we caught up with Emeka Okafor.
I've said that we won 18 games last year. We lost 21 by 5 points or less. So that put us up to possibility of winning 39 games. So I'm going out on a limb this year and say we're going to win 35.
35, that sounds like, I mean,
Is that can you make a commitment?
hey, I'm going to try to win 82, you know. That's just my mentality. So 35 sounds low, but, you know, we'll see, you know, how close to 82 or 35 we get to.
Now, Emeka, we're going to be talking with your new teammate Raymond Felton here in a second. Talk about the championship nucleus you guys have here in Charlotte. Now, you won a title a couple of years ago. You bring in May, you bring in Felton.
Bosco won too.
And he won too. I mean, there's a lot of winners on this team, and that's a part of Bernie's plan.
It makes sense to me. You build, you know, a winning franchise by getting players that know how to win. So I mean, we're a young team, so we have ample room for improvement, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to improve, and when we do that, you know, watch out, sky's the limit.
The season got off to a good start, and you know, we lost more games probably than we really should have down the stretch, though. Now, just from going from that experience right into training camp again, what do you see as the major difference this year so far?
I think the biggest difference is our attention to detail. I think a lot of the guys understand that the reason why we lost those 21 games by 3 points or less because we didn't know how to win. I think by going through the experience, these guys knows what it takes to win. They know when it comes down to the end of games, you really got to buckle down and run your plays solid. You got to play solid defense. We got to rebound. And if we do those things, then we definitely give us a chance of winning more of those games.
Now, Henry and I, Brevin, we're watching this full practice, obviously, and seeing you and Raymond Felton, 5th overall pick. He's coming in here. He wants to start. You want to start. That is going to be a very, very gritty and intense training camp battle, but it only helps the team.
Oh, yeah, and that's the only way we see it. You know, I just told the media guys downstairs, this isn't a Raymond versus Brevin camp. This is Raymond and Brevin making this team better, winning more games than we won last year, making it to the playoffs this year, and doing whatever it takes for that to happen. And that's what we're going to do. We're teammates. And we have a good time with each other off the court. We're starting to learn each other's personality. And I'm going to do whatever I can to help him in this game, as he's going to do whatever he can to help me and push me. So we're going to be a great tandem at that point guard position. We're going to try to be the best 2 point guards in this league.
Brevin and I've had some conversations, and we've basically said that there will be some situations where we want to throw Raymond into a pressure situation. But I'll let Brevin know that night that, hey, if we got a tight game tonight, I might want to throw Raymond into that situation. We've had that conversation during the summer, so we're all on the same page. So I think Raymond is in a terrific situation to be playing, you know, with a guy like Brevin Knight. There's a size factor, there's a kindred spirit there. So I think it's a terrific opportunity, and there are enough minutes at the point guard that they can share it. And that means that they can go all out in terms of their effort.
And we thought, Henry and I thought it was very important that the Bobcats are good very solid at the 1 and the 5. With Felton and Knight at the 1, you've got Brezic and several others that can play the 5. The 2 most important positions on the court, the Charlotte Bobcats are looking good at both.
Well, I think so, and I think the guy that you just interviewed was, you know, at the 4 position. Mm-hmm. He's not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all.
Right, so, and just the improvement of Gerald Wallace and his ball handling skills, some of the things that we've been watching, he's keeping the ball tight, and you know, he's under control, his balance. So I don't think we're doing bad for an expansion team in terms of some of the positions that we have solidified. Now we need growth. We need the guys to continue with the commitment to effort, and we need them to continue to improve. I think the addition of Sean and Raymond, and if you look at our basketball team, there are 4 or 5 guys who won national championships, and I think that's important. They know how to win.
Coach, it looks like that when you build a basketball team, you build character, as well as guys who have a high basketball IQ. Are you looking now with the base that you've got set to just sort of add to what you got and sort of let it play itself out?
Well, I think so. I think we need to have the growth thing. Where they were talking about the free agency thing. I just don't feel, or we don't feel as an organization, where there was anyone out there this season that would help us, say, win 10 games. And the type of economics that they're talking about out there, that if you pay that, then you need somebody that would really make a difference on your basketball team. I think we've got to let the young guys grow, let them develop, because you don't get better through osmosis. You got to be on the court. Right.
What would you say so far is the major difference from collegiate point guard versus NBA point guard?
It's really nothing, especially with the school that I went to. You know, just basically just learning the plays, you know, pushing the ball down the court, you know, making sure you get your teammates involved, because, you know, everybody can play at this level. Everybody can score. You know, everybody wants to score. So, you know, you got to make sure you balance it out. Keep your teammates happy, you know, and at the same time, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You know, so, you know, that's the biggest thing that point guards have to get adjusted to, have to worry about. You can't come out and try to shoot all the balls. You know, you got to keep them guys happy if you want to win the game.
Raymond, we saw a lot of flashy plays out here from you in the practice and the scrimmage, and we love it. We're big fans of that. Is there a normal pass in your repertoire, or are they all of the no-look variety? Because we love that entertainment value.
I mean, whatever it takes, to get the pass through. If I got to look away, to fake the guy out and pass it, or if I just make a direct pass, whatever it is, I'm just trying to get that pass. I'm trying to complete it.
When you look, Raymond, at coming in, and a lot of times as a young player, the adrenaline, is pumping and it's going, and you're really coming in trying to do all the right things. What are your expectations, I would say, from you personally going into your first NBA season?
My expectation is, like I said, I want to win a lot of games and hopefully try to make the playoffs. Everybody making a big thing out of what I said to some middle school kids, but I meant what I said. We're coming in to win. I don't come in no season saying that we're going to lose. So, that's a realistic thing. Every team should set that goal. They want to come in, they want to win the games, and they want to get to the playoffs. That's the thing that we want to do, and that's what we're shooting for. That's what we're working hard each and every day in training camp and for practice.
Raymond Felton, 5th overall pick in the 2005 NBA draft. He finds himself in a training camp battle with incumbent starter Brevin Knight. When we return, we will wrap up this edition of NBA TV's Real Training Camp. Welcome back to the Trask Coliseum here on the campus of UNC Wilmington, site of Charlotte Bobcats Training Camp 2005. I'm Rick Kamla. This is Henry Williams. And Henry, we have seen a really solid practice today and a spirited scrimmage. What were some of your impressions?
Well, I think I was impressed with the way the guys really picked up on the philosophy that Bernie was trying to get across. I think the advantage here is you got a lot of guys back from last year. They know exactly what's going on. But also the intensity, the competitiveness. You always like to see guys compete. And that's something that was really, really good to see. And once again, we've said it all day, is Jake Voskuhl. Didn't miss a shot.
And another big for this team, Emeka Okafor, looked bigger. He is bigger. He told us he's about 20 pounds bigger, but not any slower and just as strong. He's primed for a big year.
He is really primed for a 2010 year. I really expect that from Emeka. But what's interesting, I said, Emeka, hey, did you lift weights? Did you change your workout regimen? I mean, what happened? And he says no. He just woke up one day and he was 20 pounds bigger. So I don't know what that means or what he's eating. But in any case, he's going to work out to the full advantage of the Charlotte Bobcats this year.
Well, the 20 pounds, we're looking for 20-10 out of Emeka Okafor. Maybe 20 is the operative number. And let's talk about Raymond Felton. We liked what he did out here as well, the 5th overall pick in the 05 draft for the Charlotte Bobcats. And it's a nice little dilemma for Bernie Bickerstaff with he and Knight at the 1.
Well, I think what you see is Bernie, who is now going to open up his game. Bernie's a great philosophical guy who loves to coach possessions. But I think with a Raymond Felton and a Brevin Knight, you've got guys who really you're going to be able to depend on during the year. It's going to allow you to push the ball more, have a very exciting basketball team with guys like Gerald Wallace and Kareem Rush out running the lanes.
All right, Henry, it's been great working with you here, Charlotte Bobcats Training Camp. Have yourself a great year, man.
You do the same. Appreciate it.
All right, we got a reminder for you. Coming up Thursday on NBA TV, Real Training Camp continues from Santa Barbara, where the Los Angeles Clippers will be practicing and scrimmaging and getting ready for the 05-06 NBA regular season. And remember, throughout the month of October, we will be your place for training camp coverage right here on NBA TV. So we are done. From Wilmington, North Carolina, my thanks to Henry Williams for joining us, and you will be back Thursday for more NBA TV Real Training Camp.